Hello guys, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. कैसे हैं सब लोग? Anita ma'am and other also guys. A very good evening to all of you. Kavita ma'am, JAIIB sir is here. Sasank sir, Vinod sir and other Hitesh sir. Very good evening to all of you guys. So yes, just give me 1 minute. Alright, so audio and video is fine from my side. So shall we start then? Srikant sir, Kasi sir and others, a very good evening to all of you. So in this particular session, we are going to discuss our or practice our module C from AFM subject. And yes, Akash sir, very good evening. Chalo. So I guess audio and video is fine from my side. So when it comes to module C आपका AFM. So module C AFM which include financial management and these are the units. So from financial management and overview, ratio analysis, then we have calculation of interest and annuities, then we have YTM, yield to maturity, we have Forex arithmetic, we have capital structure in cost of capital, capital investment decisions, equipment leasing and lease finance, working capital management and derivatives. Okay, so these are the areas which are generally part of your आपका module C. ठीक है, mostly the numericals which generally belongs to this particular one along with the आपका concept related areas and all. ठीक है, okay, Jaideep sir, why untest? So like there are few topics which are very important. You can see when it comes to ratio analysis, you'll definitely get question around this particular one. Interest in annuities, aapka two question will be there. One question for sure around the annuities, which will be for 1 marks or 2 marks. Okay? So this is something which is aapka the calculation level is very high in this one. Okay? Interest, simple interest and आपका compound interest. One question for sure 1 marks or 2 marks. One question आपका calculate simple interest or else sometime they'll ask you the calculate simple interest or आपका apply the compound interest and the differences between those two. YTM आपका from here current yield, definitely you'll get one question. The another one is your bond valuation or the theorems. Forex from here sometime they generally ask areas related to the when it comes to derivatives आपका future value calculations and all that can be, but they never ask any question around that. But जिस तरीके से paper बना रहे हैं they can ask calculation of future or forward contract rate, capital structure in cost of capital, weighted average cost of capital, 100% you'll get one question for 2 marks. Apart from this your and theoretical aspect also ठीक है. So capital investment decisions आपका here NPV is very important topic, so net present value. Apart from this equipment leasing and lease finance, theoretical working capital, one question for half marks you can expect net working capital आपका ठीक है. Then derivatives, when it comes to derivatives applied questions you'll definitely face on this. Okay? Mostly IA and IFS also there was a question. So here there will be some other areas which were not part of IA and IFS, right? So the numerical part which we have done one session around the entire numerical things. We'll be doing one another set aapka just after today we'll complete all 4 modules. Then I'll schedule one another session only for numericals and then one session for the full revisions. Okay? So shall we start guys? Shall we start everyone? The first when it comes to first module, so it is all about the introduction to the remaining one. If you are preparing for the very first time, you can avoid this particular one. जैसे जयदेव सर ने आपका लिखा कि for this is completely untouched. So to save your time, you can ignore this particular one. Why I'm telling this? Because these things will get covered with the remaining topics and all. Okay? I have kept the content part which is required from this particular unit here. So I'll upload this PDF just after this session, so you can go through those particular areas and they'll help you out to make your understanding and all. ठीक है, तो एक और आपका let's start with the practice portion. So very first question on your screen, guys. Quickly go through the question and try to answer this one. I hope you guys have gone through the PDFs things and all, and you guys are getting PDF. That somebody, JAIIB sir, I guess you only mentioned about that compiled PDF for entire subject, means AFM as well as PPB. Okay. So this is your responsibility to remind me. I'll sit tonight also. आज रात में बैठूंगा इसके ऊपर. So tonight I'll cover the PPB or AFM आपका one. I'll do it for AFM. Then tomorrow आपका by afternoon you'll get for AFM also. ठीक है. But ये आपको याद दिलाना है मेरे को. ठीक है. So you have to like just do ping me on WhatsApp or others. So I'll share that particular compiled version. ठीक है सर. चलो. तो everyone guys quickly. Let's start now. I guess people are still in office. ठीक है. तो हितेश sir is saying option A. जयदेव sir is saying B. अदर आपका हाँ that is the best. ठीक है. चलो तो what will be your correct answer guys? This is something ये बनना चाहिए because we have discussed this particular one many times. So when it comes to आपका true regarding different type of form of business, the first one is a sole proprietary firm is owned and run by one person and business owners profit are taxed at personal income. ठीक है, आपका one person company. True. Second statement, a partnership firm can have maximum 50 partners as per Indian Partnership Act 1932. True. Limited liability partnership has a separate legal status from its partners and one partner is not liable for the act of another. आपका ठीक है, this is also true. So all the statements are correct here. So what will be your correct answer? Option D will be right answer for this particular one. Not A, आपका not B. ठीक है, A is 1 and 3, 2 is also right here. We can have maximum 50 partners in partnership firm. And in LLP आपका ठीक है, B is means A1 is also correct आपका. ठीक है, as of now I have completed my concept one shot video classes for module A and B. And is this 4 video revision? Because I don't have time. Time is the issue. ठीक है. So what I can suggest sir, Kasi sir, in that particular case, ठीक है. So you have two options. You can go through those unit-wise classes for module C and module C. I have provided you one compiled video. So whenever you get time, apart from this, just go through that particular one. What you have to do, you have to watch module module C, that one short video, ठीक है, compiled video, and module D आपका unit wise. ठीक है, module D आपका unit wise. Just watch these one and one आपका that case study वाला numericals वाला we have done. Another we will be doing, so that will be enough in that case. ठीक है, काशी sir. ठीक है. Second one is wrong due to Tanmay sir. Just a minute, I'll check this one. What was? No, it is आपका. It is a partnership firm can have minimum 2 partners and maximum आपका 10. It is as per the partnership act. This is true. ठीक है, Tanmay sir, this is true. ठीक है. So next one guys, next one. Second statement is also true, Tanmay sir. चलो next one guys. तन्मय सर, सॉरी काशी सर, यू गॉट इट. चलो नेक्स्ट वन आपका डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ बिजनेस HUF. The business is managed by youngest male member. Then company is separate legal entity and can exist independently of its members, which is with no physical आपका existence. Cooperative society is primarily formed for mutual assistance and not focus on profit making and all. ठीक है, so these two statements seems correct. This is आपका wrong. It is आपका eldest member. ठीक है, सबसे जो senior most होते हैं he is the कर्ता. ठीक है, so कर्ता is आपका the person who is this one. ठीक है, ठीक है, so this is the one. तो what will be your correct answer? 2 and 3 means आपका option B will be right answer for this particular question. So option B will be right answer for this particular question. Why you guys not answering? चलो next one. So see, Tanmay sir, partnership firm is governed by, when it comes to partnership firm, take first of all, we do not, like, there are some state where it is mandatory, only 2 state, otherwise it is not mandatory, and these are governed through the Indian Partnership Act. When it comes to the companies, that is different आपका, like private company, it is about partnership. When it comes to partnership आपका, ठीक है, so in partnership आपका we can have maximum 50 members. As I know, this Indian Partnership can does not intention anything about max partners, but the companies that, okay, just no, it is 50 members. ठीक है, I have read this particular one. I'll cross check this one. If anything, if there will be any changes, I'll definitely do let you know. And even I'll cross check right now also. चलो, तो next question guys, next question. Which of the following statement about the financial decision in the firm? Just a minute. Okay, you go through this particular question. I'll go through that short notes. This is from your Macmillan book only, Tanmay sir. So this is from your Macmillan book only. Can have 50 partners as per companies. Acha, okay, you are saying this particular one. So maximum, this is the one you are saying. So maximum आपका 50 partners, no separate legal entity, and death of one partners will dissolve the overall partnership and all, right? So that is the case. Next one. Which of the following statement about the financial decision in a firm are true? So capital requirements are estimated solely based on availability of funds. So this is the first statement. Second one आपका, a high proportion of debt in capital structure can lead to difficulties in debt servicing. The first statement is wrong. So it is like when it comes to the आपका capital requirement or the decisions, it is not only about the fund आपका, ठीक है, or it is not only about this, it is also about the objective or the expansion or the growth we are आपका planning. Another one is a high proportion of debt capital structure. Sometimes when companies increase or they are highly leveraged or geared, so they can have these kind of issues, especially when there is a recession in the economy or in a time of high competition. Sources of funds must be selected without considering cost of capital. No. Why we go for cost of debt? Because cost of debt is lower than cost of equity. So we have to consider source of funds also. Capital budgeting decision is related to long-term investments, asset acquisitions and others. Yes, 100% true. So 2 and 4 आपका option B will be right answer for this particular question. ठीक है? Why you guys are not answering? क्या हो गया भाई आज? Still in office or what? Or you guys are answering? I cannot see your answer. Just a minute. I'll rejoin session from my end. Till that time, please go through the next question, guys. Okay, there is some internet connection issue with my another device, I guess. Next question, guys. Identify which of the following statement is about financial decision in firm are true. So first, mergers and acquisitions are considered part of firm corporate strategy. Second, ideal cash improve liquidity and always beneficial notes. When you are having high current assets, it can have a negative impact also. You are not utilizing funds आपका. That means financial control involve using tool like ratio, budgetary control and others. True, 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 means option A will be right answer for this particular question. Okay. So this is the one. Next one, guys. Objective of financial management. So one question you guys can face around these particular things. This is आपका like kind of a summary for the entire module. Okay, now I can see your answers. Yes, Rajesh sir is also here. There was some issue from my side only. Now it is got fixed. So yes, so what will be your correct answer? Financial management ensure timely availability of funds at reasonable cost. One of the objective to ensure maximum market shares and customer retention. It is marketing things actually. ठीक है. So financial management aim to balance shareholders benefit with organizational goal. आपका 1 and 3. So C will be right answer for this particular question. Correct है? Next one. Principle of finance. ठीक है. Principle of finance, and you have to find out the right statement. Next one. Value of money ignore inflation when calculating present value. So when it comes to time value of money, basically it is value of 1 rupee today's is higher than the value of tomorrow's 1 rupee. Okay? That is the kind of interpretation from the time value of money. So it include आपका inflation and opportunity cost. That make this statement wrong. Statement 2, opportunity cost is irrelevant while deciding whether to retain a low. No, it is very important. Okay? We generally consider alternatives which is having higher return in all. Higher liquidity always ensure higher. We cannot say आपका always, ठीक है, because higher liquidity instruments usually आपका when it comes to higher liquidity means they are safer investments or they आपका link with the lower returns. It can be lower return also. Diversification help in reducing unsystematic risk which is diversifiable. Yes, 100% true. So only statement 4 is correct. That means option D will be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है. ठीक है. So हाँ तन्मय सर कहाँ कुछ और क्लास भी चल रहा है क्या साथ में? ऑर्गेनिक डिसऑर्गेनिक. चलो चलो आपका सो ऑप्शन डी विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. ठीक है. सो कंसिडर इन्फ्लेशन. आपका अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट इज क्रूशियल व्हेन इवैल्यूएटिंग whether to retain or replace. Liquidity and return often have inverse relationship when we come to the basic one. ठीक है. Next one guys. Next one. Next one. Okay, those who are watching on app, are like you guys facing some issue or what? Vinod sir, Rajesh sir, and Srikant sir, Kirti ma'am, and other people also, because I can't see your chat. Some lag is there. Okay, just a minute. I'll refresh from my side. Okay, I have refreshed from my side. Please check now. So consider the following statement about the risk return trade-off. First statement आपका okay ठीक है. So a firm seeking higher return must be willing to take higher risk. So the another one is the required rate of return decrease with an increase in risk premium, the required rate of return decrease with increase the risk. No, it is आपका wrong. The first statement is true. This is investment in government bonds typically involve minimal or no default risk to 1 in 3. So option B, yes. Now I can see your answers in your chat also. चलो बहुत बढ़िया. Next one guys. Next one. Business ethics and corporate social responsibility. So business ethics and corporate social responsibility. So business ethics primarily focus on maximizing profit by disregarding environmental concern and social issues. First statement. Second statement is a company code of conduct is only applicable to its employees, does not extend to dealing with the stakeholders, other stakeholders. Business ethics and CSR are interchangeable concept that refer to the same set of principle and practices. So what should be a right answer for this one? We all are wrong here. D should be right answer because all the statements. First, ethics primarily focus on business ethics is आपका basically ethics is like basically these are the standards how this organization, any organization, they should interact with others. Ethics is all about the rightfulness and wrongfulness. And when it comes to CSR, it is we have corporate responsibility which is toward the environmental and social, right? So this is wrong. Company code of conduct only applicable to employees. No, it is applicable to all the stakeholders. Business ethics and these are not interchangeable. These are the different, like we have a thin line between these two. So we cannot say that these are interchangeable. They are interlinked but not interchangeable. So even CSR have some sort of आपका legal status as per section 135 of Companies Act also. So D, statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 3 and 2. So business ethics and CSR are related but distinct concept. Ethics focus on moral principle while CSR focus on company responsibility towards society. Code of conduct applied to both employee and stakeholders. Business stakeholders means anyone who get affected with the business decisions. Business ethics focus on what is right for stakeholders and does not ignore the environmental and social concern for the businesses itself, right? So that is the case. Next one. Okay, so I have kept some small question also. While I'll share this PDF, you can go through those one. They'll be manageable. Okay. So next unit आपका module C, that is your ratio analysis. Ratio analysis, this is something which is important one because see you'll definitely get आपका at least 2 ratios every time they are ask at least 2 ratios. Okay. So you have to solve these ratios. So what you can expect like 2 ratios around the numericals on one question around limitations आपका or interpretation of these ratios. ठीक है, fundamental aspect if they touch, so that is the one. So to solve these ratios, first what you have to do, you have to remember the ratios. ठीक है, so that ratios and that I have kept in this particular session also. ठीक है, so if you go for these particular one, so they'll help you in this case. ठीक है, so uses and limitation, this is something which is very important one. Types when it comes to, so traditional versus आपका functional classification. Nowadays we use only functional आपका use based ratios, basically whatever is your requirement, so accordingly you have to go through. ठीक है, profitability ratio where we have return on investment, significant is also mentioned. ठीक है, EPS where we have earning per shares, these are generally part of your curriculum. ठीक है, okay, one question on EPS also. Sir, previous module A and module B PDF are available in which folder? Devi sir, I have directly shared in the आपका chat box also. I'll resend this one. Okay? Can you please name the batch? If you'll open that chat wala na, there is a chat section. If you'll open, scroll up, so you can see there. Just after this session, I'll share all the 4 module PDF. Okay? So if you are getting any difficulty, so I'll share the I'll resend all the 4 modules also, right? No worries. So and I guess you guys have my number. If you face any difficulty, you can ping me. So I'll I have shared yesterday also, okay, in chat box. So I'll share in all the 4 groups आपका, ठीक है. So when it comes to आपका EPS, so it is 150 because market price divided by EPS, ठीक है. So now in this case they have given you what they have given you we have to calculate what is the price per share. So with this one also you can calculate. P ratio is 10 and current market price you have to calculate divide by your आपका EPS which is 15 rupees, ठीक है. So if you current market price is equal to 15 into this आपका 150 and all, so that will be a right answer for this particular one. P ratio is also part of your curriculum, ठीक है. Significance, and sometimes they can ask you the calculation. What I can expect from IIBF right now, in one question they can ask you both the one, ठीक है. Calculate P ratio as well as आपका EPS, ठीक है. And this is something which is very simple one, and I hope everybody will be able to solve this particular one, ठीक है. तो here आपका what is the figure 5 lakh for fiscal ending this, and company 1 lakh shares means their EPS is how much? EPS is equal to 5. EPS, how we calculate EPS? EPS is equal to profit after tax minus dividend divided by number of shares, outstanding shares. So it came to आपका 5, and P ratio, P is equal to your current market price divided by EPS, ठीक है. So current market price is 40 and divided by 5, it is equal to 8. So what will be your correct answer? 8 will be right answer for this particular question, ठीक है. तो थोड़ा सा इस तरीके से you have to remember this one. Gross profit is also part of your curriculum, ठीक है. So gross profit, very simple one, it will help you in RBWM also, ठीक है. Gross profit which is आपका gross profit ratio or margin which is आपका gross profit divided by net sales into 100. Now along with this they can ask you to calculate gross, like they can give you some numbers. How we calculate gross profit? When it comes to gross profit is equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold, ठीक है. So this question can be linked with 2 module B and module C. One question for 2 marks where they are asking you to calculate gross profit margin, but for this one they have given you data, ठीक है. वो आपको what they'll do basically, they'll give you data related to, like let's say suppose that आपका sales is this number and आपका sales written is this, some direct cost आपका, suppose that opening stock was this, purchase was this, and closing stock was there. So first you have to calculate the cost of goods sold, and then sales, net sales is sales minus sales written, ठीक है. So this is net sales, this is your cost of goods sold. Then you will come to this, then you have to apply the formula आपका, that is gross, basically it is sales divided by your gross profit divided by sales आपका, ठीक है. That is the one into 100, you'll get to know about that particular one, ठीक है. So that is generally case of this particular one. Net profit is also there, similar with same case study, they can ask you net profit. So net profit is equal to, basically when it comes to net profit is equal to your gross profit, ठीक है, minus indirect expenses, ठीक है. Indirect expenses, or if any indirect other income is given, so you have to add that particular one, ठीक है. So this is the one, and net profit margin or ratio is your net profit divided by sales, ठीक है. Simple. So with one question for 2 marks they can give you these multiple areas and all. Will there be straightforward? No. हाँ देखो Kirti sir, in this particular case now, this is the things what I am telling you, ठीक है. I hope you got answer for this particular question कि they have given you numbers. This is something which is I'll come back to that, ठीक है. So this is something which is part of your module B, ठीक है. This is आपका module B, gross profit आपका, and with same numbers they can ask you to calculate net profit, ठीक है. After based on the given data, so to solve or to like let's say when you have to calculate gross profit ratio or आपका net profit ratio, first you have to solve this particular one. You have to calculate the gross profit or net profit. That is not given in the question. So that is the game, ठीक है. So how they can link with 2-1, ठीक है. Or else what they can do, they can give you a case study in CAIB, or how they do. This is a case study. Now back to back 3 to 4 question. Based on this given information, your first question is आपका calculate gross profit, second question is calculate net profit, third question is calculate आपका let's say gross profit margin or something else आपका, ठीक है. This can be the interface, because this is something as of now we have experience in CIB. CIB for question formation is something like this, but in JIB also they can introduce these kind of things. Kirti sir, you got it? Vinod sir, after attend bilkul, yes. So that is the only things. Now see how I have experience with IIBF. They do like one paper set they'll make very difficult आपका, ठीक है. One set they'll make very difficult. Another set आपका sometime they give some chance, because in last paper the pass rate is less than 5% anyhow, ठीक है. It will be less than आपका 5%, and even not pass rate people, those who score आपका above 45, they are less than 5%, ठीक है. तो that is something कि now like the things आपका उनका जो motive था they have achieved. People have to have reapply things and all, and जो increments थे वो उन्होंने रोक लिए हैं, ठीक है. So now it can be this way also, or else PPB is like कि full of statement based and others, and AFM can be आपका numerical driven and all, ठीक है. तो इस तरीके से वो आपका ड्राइव कर सकते हैं, ट्रैप कर सकते हैं लोगों को, right? So 20%, yes. So it is net profit. Net profit is how much? Your 1.20 lakh divided by 6 lakh, ठीक है. It is 0.2 into 100, so it is 20%, right? So 0.02. So आपका it is 20% in this particular case, ठीक है. आगे बढ़ते हैं then next one. So I have kept these particular formulas. Please go through these particular one whenever you get time. सॉल्वेंसी रेशियोज के केस में, इन केस ऑफ सॉल्वेंसी रेशियोज आपका, ठीक है. सो लॉन्ग टर्म लाइक वी हैव फिक्स एसेट्स, और देयर इज डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो, ठीक है, डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो, एंड द अदर एरियाज ऑल्सो. देन वी हैव करंट रेशियो, एसेट टेस्ट रेशियो, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस करंट रेशियो, ठीक है. एसेट टेस्ट रेशियो विच गेट आस्क्ड मैनी टाइम, and we have practiced some question around this one also, ठीक है. current your quick asset divide by current liabilities, there must be some question, so I'll directly come to the questions itself. So where it went, I'll come, this is the list आपका which is generally part of your areas, the question which we have discussed earlier also. Please do remember these things. Okay, just go through this one till the time I'll go back to that area. Rani ma'am, very very good evening. Okay, got it. So sometime also they can ask something like this also, the uses of those ratios and all. So like what we have to classification in purpose of financial ratios. Profitability ratios primarily focus on firm ability to generate income relative to its revenue, asset and equity without considering the firm stability of the firm. It is profitability. This is true. They are not about the stability and they are about the earnings. Traditional classification ratios divided profit and loss, balance sheet and composite. Yes. Where composite ratio are solely based on this? No. Composite is basically where we pick one component from profit and loss account, another one is from balance sheet. Turnover ratio are a subcategory of activity ratio. True. Focus on firm efficiency in utilizing its asset to generate sale आपका, but they do not consider impact of, they do consider this one, so the ending statements are wrong here. So what we have to find out in this case, correct, only one आपका C should be right answer for this particular one. C will be right answer. Now sometime along with those questions, ठीक है, so the question can be something like this also, ठीक है, ऐसे भी आपको question मिल सकते हैं यहाँ पे, the uses आपका implications, ठीक है, the implications of these ratios, तो जैसे debt to equity ratio, when it comes to debt to equity ratio, so areas, तो that after every ratio there is implication or uses of those particular ratios and all, that is also given. So accordingly you have to prepare like this also, okay? So you have to scan this document, entire documents once. So debt to equity ratio is used to evaluate the financial stability of a company by comparing its total liabilities to its equity. Yes, first statement is true, okay? Second statement, a debt to equity ratio 0.75 is considered ideal when calculating to long term debt to assets आपका, it is I guess 0.75, 0.67, 0.5 it should be 0.67 or 0.5 आपका something else. So a debt to equity ratio of 1 indicate that company borrow funds are equal to the shareholders funds आपका, that is true, ठीक है. So 1 in 3 means option A should be right answer. Yes, हाँ बिल्कुल सही. So आपको 0.50%, अच्छा okay, 0.67 और 0.50 आपका, that is something, हाँ I also got that 0.67 वाला instinct, so it is 0.5 आपका. So that is the case. Apart from this, like one another question similar, the current ratio is calculated dividing current liabilities by current asset. It is wrong because it is current asset divided by current liabilities. These small things. A good ratio is in 1.2:2. Consider satisfactory. Yes. Third one is prepaid expenses should be excluded from current asset when calculating the current ratio. Prepaid expenses should be excluded. No, prepaid expenses should included आपका, ठीक है. So when you are calculating current ratio, they should include it. But when you are calculating quick assets, they get excluded. ठीक है. How we calculate quick asset? Quick asset is basically current asset minus prepaid expenses minus आपका prepaid rent, ठीक है. Prepaid rent and others. So we minus or inventory आपका, ठीक है. Inventory, stock inventory, we generally minus all those, right? So only two is not part of this one. That means answer itself is wrong. Yes, हाँ. So this is incorrect. This is correct, and this is also incorrect. Okay? It should be prepaid expenses typically included in current asset. When you are calculating current asset, they should include it. Okay? So here it is mentioned आपका. They should they should exclude it. I guess हाँ. This is excluded. They should include it in that particular part. ठीक है? Now, जैसे अभी somebody asked one question ना, कि how you can see the case studies around that particular one, something like this, ठीक है. They can ask you, we have practiced this particular question, तो in our that all marathon वाला units ना, where we only cover the array आपका numericals, so you can get this kind of questions also, ठीक है. So let's say there is a आपका case study given in this particular one, ठीक है, where you'll be given these kind of factors आपका, and based on this they can ask you to calculate current ratio with one question, आपका quick ratio और आपका working capital ratio or any other elements like debt to equity ratio or the other things, ठीक है, as the information available in that particular one, ठीक है. So you have to be prepared for this kind of things also, ठीक है. Kirti sir, I hope you got this particular one. And sometime they'll also ask the questions related to the implications and others, so that is generally part of this particular one, ठीक है. So I have kept some question also, so please go through those particular one. They'll help you out to make your understanding around these things. All right, chalo, next one. So unit 22, which is YTM, yield to maturity. So when it comes to YTM, from here, bond valuation and current yield, these are two things which are very very important one. Again, apart from this, there is one things which is called your like theorems आपका, ठीक है, theorems of bonds. They also get asked many times, so you have to be very careful around those things, ठीक है. Terminologies also, I guess there was no terminology and types get asked in your previous examination. day count convention is also part of this curriculum. Okay, and we have different type of bonds which is given in your curriculum, and apart from this, bond valuation also, they are generally part of this particular one. Okay, so bond valuation में we have done this question. Anyone who want to try this? So how you have to do it? So देखो ये मतलब बहुत easy है आपका करना. Like when you will focus on the areas ना कि when you remember the formula, कि अगर आप फॉर्मूले को थोड़ा सा याद रख लेते हैं, ठीक है, याद रखना इज लाइक अंडरस्टैंडिंग कर लेते हैं, सो इट विल बी ईजी टू सॉल्व दीज टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आपका. ठीक है, करंट यील्ड फॉर श्योर, आई गेस देयर वाज नो क्वेश्चन इन योर आपका INIFS, so you can expect these kind of questions in this particular case also. ठीक है, so here when it comes to like face value is 1000, coupon rate is 10%, annual interest आपका which is आप 100 rupees, and maturity is 3 years, and आपका this is 12%. ठीक है, तो this is first we have to calculate the present value of interest. This is basically the present value of interest and the present value of investment. And how you will calculate this one? You have to use like your inflow divide by 1 plus r. ठीक है, you remember this particular one guys, की power n, ठीक है, और t. So for every year's inflow, like let's say for the first आपका 100 rupees, so 100 divided by 1.12, 12% is discount rate, so r is आपका kd discount rate. ठीक है, so this is the one. Second year it will be 100 rupees 1 plus 1.12 की power 2, and third year it is आपका 100 divided by 1.12 की power 3. Now some people having doubt around this कि ये आपका power 1 2 3, how you will calculate this one? Simply do the multiplication. ठीक है, 1.12 into 1.12 into 1.12, so you'll get the numbers. So first do calculate this one. ठीक है, then 100 divided by, in case of say 2 years, and in case of 3 years आपका. ठीक है, so whatever value it will come, you have to add that particular value. Apart from this, you have to calculate the present value of आपका initial outflow. This is आपका one, the par value आपका, present value of par value. ठीक है, par value which you will get at the time of maturity, because they'll pay you this 1000 after 3 years. तो 1000 divided by 1 plus r kd 0.12 की power 3. तो the point which you have calculated here, just use that one. So 1000 divided by this number and you'll get to know the answer itself. Okay, so this is the logic behind this particular one that will help you, and if you'll practice once and twice, believe me, you will be able to solve these type of questions also. ठीक है, तो आपका फर्स्ट ईयर, जैसे फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर, हाउ वी कैलकुलेटेड दीज वैल्यूज, बिकॉज दिस इज द ओनली गेम, अदरवाइज लाइक देयर इज नो इशू विद दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, but how we calculated these values, that you have to make your understanding. ठीक है, Rajesh sir is saying 951.96 will be the right answer. Okay, ठीक है, get it guys. आपका ये समझ में आया? किसी का कोई डाउट है प्लीज बताइए, everyone, so I can explain that particular part. So this was आपका second one is the present value of the future inflows, which is your the initial amount which you have invested. So because you have given 1000 rupees today, this 1000 you are getting back after 3 years 1000 again. Okay, so the value of this will be higher compared to this, so that means this 1000 becomes 712.99, means 713 by during these 3 years, due to आपका inflation और आपका opportunity cost and all that we have discounted through आपका discount rate, that is आपका 12% in this particular one. Correct है? So this way you have to remember this particular things. The another one is, another important one is your current yield. This also get asked every time. ठीक है, current yield is also get asked many times, so you have to be very careful around this particular thing also. ठीक है, तो current yield like something like this quickly. Any if you guys having any doubt, please do let me know so I can Is this visible or not? Actually on my screen it is coming blank. Now it is fine. Okay. So now like when it comes to the current yield, the current yield again very simple one. Okay. Annual coupon divided by your current market price. So here annual coupon is basically the company who have issued bonds at a face value of 1000 and the interest is offered it at 7%. Okay. So it means every year they are paying 70 rupees. So current annual coupon 70 divided by current market price, which is 920. So into 100. So when you'll solve this particular equation, you'll get to know about this. Second statement आपका here also the 2000 ठीक है value the par value means the face value of bond is 2000 and the coupon rate is 6%. So 6% of आपका 2000 that is the annual coupon which is offered by the bank. ठीक है make okay sorry this is not related to your annual coupon. ठीक है so this is what we have to calculate. We have to calculate the YTM आपका. ठीक है so first you have to calculate annual coupon आपका annual coupon and I'll show you the आपका YTM formula. ठीक है so it is interest, annual interest. Is this visible or not? ठीक है annual interest plus par value minus, this is the formula basically for the calculation of your YTM. So par value minus market maturity period divided by par value plus this. ठीक है so price is this annual coupon 6% of 2000 which is 120 every year. Face value is 2000, maturity is 7 years. Now these calculations आपका which will like which where you have to do the multiple time आपका multiplications and all, so that you have to take care. So that will take bit time. Sometime they'll give you this type of question also. We have discussed this question earlier as well. And sometime they'll give you आपका this type question also, interpretation based आपका, where you have to use the areas. A 5-year bonds with face value of 10,000, current yield is आपका 8% and coupon is 9%. So this is something which is driven by your what it is called theorems of bonds. So what will be your correct answer? So what I have told you कि when current yield is lower than the current market price or market price, so that is in premium, and when it is आपका high, that is in a discount. So this is the case of आपका premium and others. ठीक है तो please go through these आपका valuations or inventories and others. Just a minute. ठीक है types of bonds are also there. ठीक है so like some small questions are also there. If you want to practice, please quickly go through these. So what you have to do, at least try to cover fundamental part आपका. ठीक है so I'll come up with one another set of questions only आपका numericals. ठीक है just a day before the examination or we can do it day after tomorrow, so that you can practice at least those areas and you can remember those and you can solve at least some areas. ठीक है so it is a putable bonds provide the investor with the option to redeem the bond before maturity आपका. ठीक है when it comes to putable bonds, so it is something which is related to optionality in bonds. Callable bonds we generally give right to investors, right to issuer, and when it comes to when it comes to the आपका putable bonds they generally give right to investors आपका. ठीक है तो optionality in bond. Vinod sir, Hitesh sir, B will be right answer. B should be right answer for this one, because optionality you have to remember callable is equal to issuer, right to issuer of the bonds means companies those who have raised funds through that particular bond, and putable which is generally giving right to your आपका investors and all, right? Yes. Next one, bond price yield relationship, market interest rate, so they are inversely related. ठीक है so inversely related means आपका it will decrease in the market itself. Correct है so it will decrease in the market itself. Next one, okay, YTM, sorry, next one आपका Forex arithmetics. So when it comes to Forex arithmetics, forward rate आपका, that is part of this one. So here they might ask you questions around the calculation of जिस तरीके से ये पेपर बना रहे हैं, ठीक है. So they can go to the calculation of forward rate. So that is something that is something which you have to we have done that discussion ना कि how to calculate forward rate. So forward rate we can have two rate, one is buy rate, another one is sell rate. So it was forward rate was something spot rate plus premium. If currency is in discount, so you have to minus discount, minus when you are calculating buy rate, so it is minus margin, or when you are calculating for the sell rate, forward rate is equal to your spot rate plus premium or minus discount plus आपका margin also. ठीक है, these are the only two formulas which you have to remember from this one. Apart from this, the content which is related to this, the feature and participants आपका, ठीक है, feature and participants, and apart from this we have the concept of cross rate. ठीक है, cross rate concept is there. ठीक है, cross rate is basically when two currencies, like it can be asked also cross rate आपका, ठीक है, let's say when two currencies, let's say currency आपका let's say dollar, we have dollar and INR, they have a direct quotation. We have dollar and currency A, they have direct quotation. Let's assume कि there is no direct quotation between these two currencies. In this particular case, if we have to find out कि how many A आपका how many A is equal to आपका 1 rupee or anything else, if you have to calculate, or reverse case 1 rupee is equal to how many आपका A. So in this case we will apply the chain rule. Chain rule is basically nothing, it is we will be making or using dollar as a medium. ठीक है, so dollar here we have, let's say, because we can convert A to dollar and dollar to आपका INR, right? So because we have direct quotation with dollar INR, dollar A आपका, right? So in this case from A, first we will purchase the from rupee we will purchase the dollar, same dollar we will use for the आपका purchase or procurement of A आपका, ठीक है. So this is something where we use this cross rate, and it is based on chain rule. Chain rule is nothing, it is we are using a currency which is as a, this is आपका basically what we are creating here, this is a chain, or basically dollar is linking the valuation of two different currencies which are not directly quoted in the market. ठीक है, दो करेंसी जो आपस में डायरेक्टली लिंक नहीं है उनको कोट करने में ये मदद कर रहा होगा. ठीक है, one another concept from this one is value date, that is also very important one. So value date is something when it comes to forex market, it is 24/7 market here. So due to time zone differences, sometime date of, there is a difference between date of trade, ठीक है, डेट ऑफ ट्रेड एंड डेट ऑफ सेटलमेंट. ठीक है, तो इन दोनों के बीच में आपको डिफरेंसेस मिलेंगे. ठीक है, सो लाइक व्हाट हैपन, लेट्स से दिस इज द डेट ऑफ डील और डेट ऑफ ट्रेड, एंड व्हेन थिंग्स गेट सेटल ऑन सेम डे, इट इज कॉल्ड कैश, विच इज आपका T+0. व्हेन थिंग्स गेट सेटल आपका T+1, इट इज कॉल्ड टर्म. देन आपका दिस इज T+2 स्पॉट, and when settlement took place any date after the spot, it is called forward. ठीक है, so now this is something also which get asked many time. अभी IIBF में टच नहीं हुआ, तो this is something they can give you a list of trade. जैसे अभी हमारा जो क्वेश्चन बनाने का जो तरीका चल रहा है, ठीक है, how IIBF is forming question. So what they can do कि there is आपका let's say authorized dealer banks who did these trade, they trade with A आपका which get settled, let's say this is the date of trade, take a date of trade, and this is the settlement. ठीक है, this got settled on this, trade with B which got settled on this, trade with C which got settled on this. So based on this particular one, they'll ask you to आपका define the value date for these three different trades आपका. ठीक है, that is an early part of this particular one. ठीक है, getting my point guys? Yeah, if you are having any doubt, please do let me know. The worst case is आपका which can be easy also or which can be tough also. ठीक है, so because like maybe there are very few people are aware about this. but we have discussed this one in detail. ठीक है, like sometime they can go something like this also. ठीक है, so where they can, this is something for sure, if they'll touch this one, it is for 2 marks. ठीक है, so where they are asking you to calculate the future or forward rate for any currency. So we have discussed many examples around this particular one. So this is something key where you have to calculate the future and forward rate. Anyone who want to calculate this? So we have 2 scenarios. One is buy rate. When we quote buy rate, when आपका the bill is export bill. ठीक है, export bill. Why we are quoting buy rate? Basically there is an exporter who is going to receive 2 lakh US dollar after, suppose that he is going to receive आपका in December, or for assume 1st December, right? So 1st December आपका, he is going to receive 1st December. Now this is a kind of a forex, like where underlying which is USD, that may change, that may increase or decrease. That may increase or decrease. So in that particular case, what will happen? The prices of dollar, let's say right now the prices of dollar is this, it can increase or it can decrease. So there is some risk involved with this particular one if you will keep that particular position open. So to hedge our position, what exporter is doing, exporter is buying some forward contract. As a banker, when you are quoting the rate, so you will quote the आपका buy rate. In case of when you will quote the sell rate, mostly it is in case of import. When importer, let's say they have to make some payments in dollars, $2 lakh in future date आपका, ठीक है. So that is something when they have to make payments. Right now this is the rate, maybe the dollar rate can increase. If dollar rate will increase, they have to pay more money, ठीक है. Or in case of export, if dollar rate will come down, they'll receive less money. So that is the one to pack that position, whatever the valuation, because this is not about only one trade. With that value, there are other things are aligned in our businesses, so we go for the hedging purposes, right? So now in this case 68.75 for October, नहीं, you have to calculate आपका, it is for December, ठीक है, you have to calculate for December, ठीक है राजेश sir, it is mentioned आपका December. अच्छा, okay, you have calculated for different months, हाँ, अक्टूबर दिसंबर सब के लिए, ठीक है. चलो, तो जैसे यहाँ पे अब देखो, यहाँ पे क्या होगा, इफ इट इज नॉट मेंशन कि विच दिसंबर, यू हैव टू अज्यूम 1st of December. इफ दे मेंशन आपका मिड और आपका 31st लास्ट आपका, दैट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस वन, ठीक है. तो एज वी डिस्कस कि दिस इज अ रेट ऑफ आपका बाय रेट, ठीक है. हु इज हियर? Kirti sir, please do ping me on app, ठीक है. I'll share a video link, though we have discussed all these particular in detail there, ठीक है. We have practiced many questions around these things, so you can go through those particular areas, ठीक है. So this is something when it comes to this, let's say, so this is a kind of a export bill. Export bill means you have to quote the buy rate, you have to buy आपका, you have to buy the future currency future, ठीक है. So in case of buy rate, forward rate is equal to what? It is spot rate plus your premium plus minus margin. So what is the case here? Spot rate is buy rate, it 68.45 plus premium is how much? We'll take premium of November month, ठीक है, because it is 1st December, so we'll not take this one, we'll take आपका premium of November month, which is 0.25 माइनस मार्जिन आपका 0.05, ठीक है, 0.05. सो द आउटकम आपका कितना बताइए? 10 और 70 पॉइंट दिस, ठीक है. तो इट विल बी आपका 68.7065 होना चाहिए, हाँ बिल्कुल सही, ठीक है. सो द रेट विच वी आर गोइंग टू कोट टू द कस्टमर, दैट इज आपका 68.65 विल बी द रेट विच वी आर गोइंग टू कोट टू द कस्टमर. तो अगेन आई विल सजेस्ट दैट वन वीडियो ना, दैट इज काइंड ऑफ अ मस्ट. आई हैव डन द कंपाइलेशन ऑल्सो, ठीक है, दैट इज इन योर टाइम ट्रेवल सीरीज, ठीक है. इफ यू आर वॉचिंग ऑन ऐप और यूट्यूब ऑल्सो, आई हैव केप्ट दैट वीडियो, वन वीडियो वेयर वी हैव आपका cover all these particular things in detail. So please do go through that particular one, so that will help you, because without concepts na, it is very tough to link all these kind of things and all, right? So please do careful or be careful around that area and all, ठीक है. Forward point also, this get asked many time. So when it comes to forward point, so it is the differences आपका, ठीक है, differences between two. So like let's say the spot and 3 months. The spot is quoted as 1.2180, future is quoted 1.23 आपका 30. So means आपका it is the difference between these two. So it is coming 150 basis point and all. So differences between these two is forward rate, sorry, आपका basis point, forward points आपका. We have practiced one question around this particular one also. So please go through that particular one. ठीक है. Along with this type of questions also can be expected. Okay. So a cash or ready rate used when exchange of currencies take place on date of deal. The first statement is true. Term आपका currencies occur after 2 working days. This is wrong आपका, ठीक है. So term is basically your, when it comes to term, it is your t+1, ठीक है. Next day आपका tomorrow t+1. So third, a currency at premium is cheaper for future value in the forward rate. No, it is आपका, this is also wrong ना, ठीक है. So a currency at a premium, a currency at premium, if no, मतलब ये क्या कह रहा है, let's say USD INR, the spot rate is supposed at 85.1020 and 3 months later आपका it is quoted as आपका premium when it is so if the case is आपका cheaper in future value, let's say it is 84.7080, so this is a case of discount, ठीक है. The currency is in discount, not in आपका premium, ठीक है. Premium cases when forward rate is greater than spot rate, ठीक है. So this is the आपका premium when it comes to premium. And for आपका discount cases, when it comes to discount, when your forward rate is less than your spot rate, ठीक है. तो जब फ्यूचर का रेट जो है वो कम है और आज का रेट ज़्यादा है, दैट इज आपका 10, ठीक है. तो दिस इज द रिलेशन. तो मीन्स ऑप्शन ए ओनली, मीन्स सी शुड बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस वन. करेक्ट है प्रियंका मैम, समझ में आया. एक वीडियो मैं आपको देखने के लिए रेफर करूंगा, दैट वन टाइम. सो आई हैव डिस्कस द क्वेश्चंस ऑल्सो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर वन. सो प्लीज गो थ्रू दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, दैट विल हेल्प यू, ठीक है. हाँ, दिस वॉज द क्वेश्चन दैट वी हैव डिस्कस लास्ट टाइम ऑल्सो. सो स्पॉट, देखो यहाँ पे कहानी इज टू लॉन्ग, बट यू जस्ट हैव टू फोकस ऑन दीज स्पॉट एंड आपका फ्यूचर. तो डिफरेंसेस, इट इज 750, इट इज आपका 250. सो दैट मीन्स sorry 500, so it is 250 is the spot points in this particular case. हाफ मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है, ध्यान रखेंगे. ठीक है, ऑल रेस्ट वी हैव डन. नाउ अब आगे और ज़्यादा थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी बढ़ेगी. सो नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन इज, ठीक है, व्हेन इट कम्स टू द नेक्स्ट वन, इट इज कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, ठीक है. सो हियर फ्रॉम दिस, देखो देयर आर 2-3 पॉइंटर्स जो आपको 100% आपके मार्क्स को सिक्योर कर सकते हैं. दैट इज वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल और taxation impact on the investments, and apart from this आपका the factors, ठीक है, factor determining cost of capital और factor affecting your that called weighted average cost of capital, ठीक है. तो ये कुछ एरियाज हैं जिन पे आपको फोकस करना है. तो कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर विच इज़ अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ इक्विटी एंड डेट, ठीक है. सो इट इज़ अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ इक्विटी एंड डेट, एंड कंपनीज usually जैसे when we follow the net income theory or other theories also, and even in reality also, when we compare with debt and equity portion, so companies they keep debt portion higher because with debt we have financial leverage, so we can increase the overall value of the firm आपका, ठीक है. So like basically what we are doing, let's say we borrowed 100 crore rupees in term of bonds, हमने bonds आपका issue किए for 10 years and we borrowed आपका 100 crore rupees where we are paying coupon at the rate of suppose that 8%, ठीक है, 8% per annum. तो एक कंपनी जिसने बॉन्ड इशू किया 100 करोड़ रुपीज़ का, दे इशूड 100 करोड़ रुपीज़ बॉन्ड एट 8% कूपन आपका पर एनम सपोज दैट. सो नाउ दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग दिस 100 करोड़ रुपीज़ in the market for their business expansion and all, where ROI should be आपका greater than this 8%, ठीक है. Let's say their ROI or their NPV or the return on that particular project is suppose that 15%, ठीक है. So what is happening here कि हमने we have increased the value of that company 100 crore rupees by investing in different assets आपका, ठीक है. So your company value will increase by this. The another one is, the next thing is कि your ROI, so it will help if you will generate this kind of profit, even let's say if you are minus the आपका interest payable, so still you will be able to increase 7% आपका valuation of the company on return on this company, which will directly lead to the, if your company's profit will increase, the market value will increase or share price value will also increase. तो ये आपका this relation that will help you in these particular areas and all, ठीक है. तो that's why we companies usually they have higher portion of debt, आपका higher portion of debt in your capital structure. Let's say their capital structure is आपका 100 crore rupees, so their debt to equity ratio is something like this, 70:30. So why they are keeping maximum portion of debt? Because with this we have financial leverages, but we have some obligation also. अब we should not do it at 100%, क्योंकि अगर if there will be some recession or high competition जहाँ पे you won't be able to sell your product and all, you might face some sort of issues and all, right? So this is like for this sake we have theories like net income theory, which says the debt portion should be maximum. Net operating income theory, which says capital investment decision are irrelevant, इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ठीक है. ट्रेडिशनल थ्योरी आपका विच सपोर्ट नेट इनकम थ्योरी, बट दिस सेज कि द पोर्शन ऑफ डेट शुड बी हाई बट टिल सम एक्सटेंट, ठीक है. आउट ऑफ दिस इट शुड नॉट गो बियॉन्ड दैट वन, ठीक है. सो एक लेवल तक बढ़ाना इज राइट, नॉट आपका कि यू आर इंक्रीजिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर वन अनलिमिटेड इन ऑल, राइट. सो दैट इज द गेम. So net income theory, we have, so now to support this net income theory, we have weighted average cost of capital. So weighted average cost of capital, that is something what they generally say कि this is as simple as that. Let's say we have 100 crore rupees. This is the आपका capital which we have borrowed. Let's say the ratio is if it is 50-50, 0.50 debt to equity ratio, means let's say आपका this is equity and this is debt. So rate of equity is supposed at 15%, rate of debt is supposed at 9%, ठीक है. So this is your आपका the first structure. How we calculate weighted average cost of capital? Weighted average cost of capital is equal to, what will be your answer for this one? Rajesh sir, Vinod sir, Priyanka ma'am. So how we calculate this one? It is portion of equity into आपका cost of equity, ठीक है. cost of equity plus portion of debt into आपका cost of debt, ठीक है. this is the one. So here how you will calculate this one? portion 0.50 into आपका 15 plus 0.50 into 9, ठीक है. so whatever the outcome it is, okay, 12. So Vinod sir is saying it is आपका 12%, ठीक है. So this is your weighted average cost of capital. Now how this आपका net income theory, how this net income theory will increase? अच्छा, okay, कुछ और है क्या? हाँ, please do calculate this one, ठीक है. So the another one is net income theory, 12 ही है, okay. और मैं करूँ कैलकुलेशन, ठीक है. दिस इज 12%, लेट्स अज्यूम, ठीक है. नाउ when so it is आपका नहीं ये कितना हो जाएगा 4.5, दिस इज 4.5 एंड 15 का आधा इज लाइक 7.5, ठीक है. सो 4.5 एंड 7.5 12, इट विल बी 12 आपका, ठीक है. सो द वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल इज 12 इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस. करेक्ट है विनोद सर? इट इज करेक्ट, 12% ओनली. सो दिस इज द केस. नाउ no, it is fine, 12% na. If you this is 0.5, so if you break that particular one, it will come to this one. So now how increasing debt portion is helping our enterprises. अगर हम डेट पोर्शन को बढ़ा रहे हैं तो ये कैसे बिजनेसेस को हेल्प कर रहा है. तो लेट्स से व्हेन इट कम्स टू द अदर एरियाज, ठीक है. सो सपोज दैट इफ वी चेंज द कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर, आई विल हाइड माई सेल्फ, ठीक है. सो इफ वी इंक्रीज द कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर, आपका इक्विटी टू डेट, सपोज दैट वी चेंज एट 30 to 70 आपका, ठीक है. सो नाउ व्हाट विल बी योर आपका वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल. द न्यू वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल विल कम डाउन, ठीक है. सो द वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल विल कम डाउन. और व्हाट विल बी योर न्यू वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, बताओ जरा. What will be your new weighted average cost of capital? This will look something like this: 0.3 into 15 and 0.70 into आपका 9. So whatever the outcome is, it will be for sure it will be less than आपका 12%, right? It is coming how much? No, not 5%. प्रियंका मैम कितना आ रहा? 5% नहीं होगा. इतना बड़ा डिफरेंस हो रहा क्या? 12 to 5. No, 5 is wrong. ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू बेसिकली डू इट. हाँ, 10.8 शुड बी राइट आंसर, ठीक है. 10.8 आपका, ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट दिस 0.3 into 15, 0.7 into 9. सो टोटल ऑफ दिस दीज टू इज आपका 10.80. सो व्हेन वी इंक्रीजिंग और व्हेन वी आर हैविंग फाइनेंशियल लिवरेज, ठीक है, तो जब हम डेट के पोर्शन को बढ़ा रहे हैं अपने ओवरऑल स्ट्रक्चर में, सो दैट इज हेल्पिंग अस टू रिड्यूस दी आपका एवरेज कॉस्ट, ठीक है. दिस इज योर एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ लाइक विच इज हैविंग सम सॉर्ट ऑफ, व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड वेटेड एवरेज, बिकॉज वी हैव पोर्शन फ्रॉम योर वी हैव पोर्शन फ्रॉम इक्विटी विद द कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट इज आपका कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी प्लस कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट, ठीक है. सो कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल इज cost of equity plus cost of debt. Cost of equity, we have multiple equities. Cost of debt, we have multiple debt. So average of equity, average of debt, and the weighted average cost of capital. And when we are increasing the portion of debt, it is decreasing the weighted average cost of capital. ठीक है, करेक्ट है. प्रियंका मैम, you got it. Where you went wrong? कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है कहीं पे आपने? जैसे this is the case कि आपका कंपनी 50% डेट 50% इक्विटी, कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट 10%, कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी आपका 16%. तो वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल वॉज 13%, ठीक है. सो वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल 13%. नाउ दे चेंज दिस पर्टिकुलर वन 60-40, ठीक है, 60-40. सो वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल गॉट डिक्रीज टू 12.40%, ठीक है. सो व्हेन इट वॉज 0.5 और द इक्विटी पोर्शन वॉज इक्वल टू डेट पोर्शन, इट वॉज 13%. When it came down to this, so it got decreased to this one, ठीक है. Understood how this आपका increasing debt portion is affecting the overall आपका how it is making an impact on this particular one. One benefit आपका with the cost of financing in weighted average cost of capital. Another benefit is आपका with this when it comes to आपका debt. So let's say we have issued debt, ठीक है. So during that particular period, we have generated some income. So when it comes to income आपका, so we have to like let's say we have income before interest and taxes, ठीक है. So let's say it is 1 crores. Now if you went, अब यहाँ पे ना यहाँ पे भी ये impact डालेगा, ठीक है, on debt, ठीक है. Let's say out of this your capital was supposed that 1 crores, ठीक है. So now in this particular case also, so we have paid some debt आपका, let's say that debt rate was 10%. So 10% of 1 crore is आपका 10 lakh. That means we have paid 10 lakh interest. So while you do, you have to minus this 10 lakh and you have to pay taxes at 90 lakh at the rate of 25%. If 100% आपका, if your debt is 100% financed through the आपका this debt financing, ठीक है. Or else if we have equity portion, So in equity, you will not get this particular benefit and all, but in debt, you will definitely have these kind of benefits. Understood? So there must be some slide regarding this one. This is the only one. Okay. So see here, just come to this one. We have discussed all these. So one benefit with financial leverage. Another benefit is this. Okay. We have discussed similar sort of cases and all. Please do follow that video. You will get more clarity. So 2 lakh capitals, a company have borrowed 2 lakh rupees. EBIT is 1 lakh for year. Income tax for the firm is 25% and interest rate on debt is 12%. So in scenario A, they are having 100% debt. 100% debt means EBIT is something आपका 1 lakh and debt is 2 lakh because 100% the structure which we have arranged from the equity debt only. So 2 lakh. तो 2 lakh का 12%, 2 lakh का 12%, the interest paid by the आपका business is 24,000. We will show this particular one as an operating expense. But in case of equity, you are not paying any interest. Equity return are subject matter of market return. If company value will increase, then we are not having any commitment here. So that's why it is 0 in this particular case. So you are having this additional advantages. You are showing this particular one as a operating expense in your business. So that also helping you how increasing the debt portion can आपका benefit can provide some sort of benefit to the businesses. ठीक है? So weighted average cost of capital, that is something which is very, very important subtopic again. You can see this particular one in this form also. Like sometime it can be with multiple statement as well. Multiple statement means like as we solve that particular question with the only debt and equity. Here you can see like they say in your case itself. So equity capital 40%, debt preference also. They have added preference also. So they have raised equity at how much? 20%. 20%. They have raised preference आपका at 15%. They have raised debt आपका at how much? 10%. So nothing new. You just have to multiply these particular one. You will reach to the weighted average cost of capital. For sure, you will get one question. So make sure कि you are clear about this one. And sometime last year also, how they asked in last session, they ask you to calculate weighted average cost of capital. Now they mention one statement कि firm is deciding to increase the debt portion from आपका let's say 30% to 70% in their capital structure. So how this decision will make impact on the overall weighted average cost of capital? So what will be your answer? In that case, weighted average cost of capital will come down because it is as plain as that, because the cost of debt is lower than your cost of equity, right? So that is the one. तो इस तरीके से भी आपको ये देखने के लिए मिल सकता है. And factor affecting आपका weighted average cost of capital is also bit important. So please go through this particular one, that will help you out. ठीक है? So now the few fundamental questions quickly. दिमाग काम कर रहा है अभी? Everything is good ना guys? समझ में आ रहा है? I know like it may be bouncer for few people, ठीक है? But like just put your efforts. Okay, so first, capital structure refer to proportion of debt and equity in long-term funds raised by the firm. The first statement is true. Second statement, equity capital involve no risk as owner no, this is आपका owner आर गारंटी रिटर्न, ठीक है, इट डज नॉट प्रोवाइड एनी गारंटी ना, ठीक है, इट डज नॉट प्रोवाइड एनी गारंटी, लाइक लेट्स से एज अ इन्वेस्टर इफ यू इन्वेस्ट इन इक्विटीज, so it does not provide any guarantee आपका, ठीक है. So in debt funds we have some fixed commitment from the company. Debt capital holders earn interest but do not share the profit. This is also true. 1 in 3 should be right answer. C should be right answer. कहाँ पे गड़बड़ गए हो? Only one. A is what? A क्या था? Only one, ठीक है. This is statement is, third statement is also right ना. Debt capital holders earn interest but does not. Debt capital means, debt means आपका, let's say a company issue bonds, ठीक है, the company have issue bonds, so they are making some fixed commitment on coupon rate, आपका याद है, so they are making some fixed commitment on coupon rate and others, but they do not share the profit. Profit कौन share करता है? Shareholders आपका, ठीक है, so that is the one. Understood guys? समझ में आया? विनोद सर, कीर्ति सर, and we have Rajesh sir and Manjunath sir, because majority 100% is saying option E. Then चल एक और question. Which of the following statement about the factor influencing firm capital structure? Firm capital structure. Trading in equity is आपका financial leverages, ठीक है. तो 1 in 3 are 100% true and this is wrong. 1 in 3 means no, you guys are going wrong again, ठीक है. आपका कीर्ति सर not C, it will be आपका option A. 1 in 3. See, a firm prefer higher debt if the promoter wish to retain control. पहला statement is 100% true. Why this is 100% true? A company is raising, let's say they have raised 100 crore rupees and they have raised through आपका debt only, ठीक है, where they are paying fixed return. When you issue equity, you are losing degree of control, ठीक है. Let's say you own a XYZ business by 100%, you have issued 10% equity to the public, ठीक है, to the shareholders आपका, ठीक है. Now they'll become owner of that particular company by 10% and you have raised this one. In equity you lose degree of control, and that you does not, ठीक है. It is something obligation, outside liability. Norm in financial system like bank and others, they get impacted, like let's say आपका if borrowing is easy or at less rate, so people or companies will go for the debt, or if it is not, so this is आपका this. Trading on equity, on equity means when we borrow money, this debt financing is basically trading on equity. We are borrowing money from bank or in the form of bonds, we investing in our business and we are generating higher ROI than the आपका liability. Let's say we borrowed at 7% and our ROI was supposed at 20%. So 13% this increment is your, like we borrow money from people, we invested in our business, we generate higher returns and we return the 7%. So that is a trading on equity, right? So that is the case. So A should be right answer for this particular question. Next one. Next one guys, next one. So consider the following statement, theories of capital structure. Net income theory assume cost of debt and cost of equity remain constant irrespective of proportion of debt and equity in the capital structure. Net operating income theory, financial leverages increase the value of the firm. Okay, traditional position, the proportion of debt increase beyond a certain level, the cost of debt and the cost of equity both will increase. ठीक है. Net income theory approach suggests increasing debt proportion will increase the weighted average cost of capital. What will be your correct answer? बताइए. ठीक है, क्या होगा आंसर? Vinod sir is saying option B means 2 and 4. You have to find out correct statement, Vinod sir. I guess you have picked the wrong statement. ठीक है, चलो देखो. The net income approach assume that net income, the first theory. So when it comes to cost of debt and cost of equity remain constant irrespective of proportion of debt. ठीक है, like let's say this is true. So suppose that आपका equity and debt we have ratio of suppose that 30 and 70. ठीक है. So now in the theory says कि cost of equity is suppose that 15% and cost of debt is आपका let's say it is आपका 7%. ठीक है. So they assume while we do calculation कि now if this is the first ratio, now we increasing the proportion of debt by 10%. We increasing proportion of debt आपका 10%. That means we are making it 80 and we are making it 20. But we are not making any changes in these two. Okay, that makes this statement right. So this is the assumption which is given by David Durant in their net income theory. According to the net operating income theory, आपका the financial structure decision or the equity debt mix is irrelevant. So there is no financial leverage. आपका wrong है. The traditional theory which is proportion, when we increase proportion of debt beyond certain level, we should increase but we should have some sort of cap. If you'll increase आपका beyond those level, it will not provide you benefit. True है. Net income approach suggests that increasing the debt proportion will increase the weighted average cost of capital, and so net income approach suggests that increasing the proportion of debt, if you increasing the proportion of debt, so will increase weighted average cost of capital. No, it will decrease. Earlier we 70% at 7%, now 80% at 7%, 30% 15 this. So this will decrease the weighted average cost of capital. So this is true. So 1 in 4 no, this is also wrong. So what we have to find out correct means 1 in 3. 1 in 3 means A should be right answer for this one, not C. ठीक है, A will be right answer. आज थोड़ा सा बाउंसर तो लग रहा है मुझे. ठीक है, जो बड़े बड़े महारथी हैं, ठीक है, दे आर लाइक कि ये कौन सा युद्ध चल रहा है आज. ठीक है. हाँ, टुडे ओनली आई वाज वाचिंग दैट महाभारत. ठीक है, देयर इज़ वन सीरीज ना, दे हैव रिलीज ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स एंड इवन जियो हॉटस्टार ऑल्सो. ठीक है. सो दैट इज़ समथिंग लाइक बैटल आपका. आज ये वही बैटल लग रही है मुझे आप लोगों की. ठीक है, यही रात आखिरी, यही अंतिम और समथिंग. ठीक है, सबसे भारी रात जो है. हाँ, ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे आप लोगों को भी देख के आज. करेक्ट है. आगे बढ़ें दोस्तों. तो ये हमारा मॉड्यूल में भी वैसे ही चल रहा है राजेश सर. तो आपका लास्ट मॉड्यूल और सबसे भारी मॉड्यूल. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द डी आपका. ठीक है. सो वी हैव डन DAB एंड दिस इज द फाइनल मॉड्यूल. ठीक है, तो आपका वही सीन चला है. ठीक है, यू कैन रिलेट विद द महाभारत. आई कैन रिलेट बिकॉज टुडे ओनली आई फिनिश दैट सीरीज ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स. तो ऐसा ही सीन आप लोगों का भी लग रहा है दोस्तों मुझे आज. हाँ, ऑल गुड. विनोद सर, सकी सर मार्क द करेक्ट आंसर. चलो मधु सर, मंजुनाथ सर, सब लाइक आंसर इज ऑल्सो लाइक वी आर हैविंग सम वेराइटी. A B C D ऑल ऑप्शंस. यू गाइज आर यूजिंग ऑल ऑप्शंस आपका. चलो कोई बात नहीं. वॉट यू कैन डू अभी भी लाइक स्टिल यू आर इन गेम. ठीक है, दैट टेंशन लाइक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डू नॉट टेक अ बर्डन कि यार हाउ इट विल हैपन. ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू वॉच दैट. आई हैव डन कंपाइलेशन ऑफ दैट मॉड्यूल C. जस्ट फॉलो दैट पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है, एंड जस्ट ट्राई टू मेक योर सेल्फ आपका अलाइन विद दैट मच ऑफ कॉन्टेंट. ठीक है. सो दैट इज समथिंग where you will get small questions also, and the concept clarity is very important, and for sure you will get आपका 20 on an average 25 marks question based on this, 25 marks question based on this, and most of the question will be aligned around the आपका applied and numericals. ठीक है. So even you can, the examiner can go for 25 to 30 marks also. Reason being, why this module is important, when you come, when you see the CAIB curriculum, there is one subject called ABFM, and that exact entire module is आपका part of that one also, ठीक है? तो वहाँ पे भी you will see all these particular things, so they are definitely going to ask question, but हाँ, it is still manageable. I'm not saying कि like 30 out of 30 score करना, but you have to like some areas like NPV, weighted average cost of capital, current yield, bond value, आपका forex में if you can, ठीक है? और CISI वाला is 100% you will get, और रेशियो एनालिसिस के अंदर, तो यू हैव टू जस्ट बी सेलेक्टिव नाउ, ठीक है? जस्ट फोकस अराउंड दोज पर्टिकुलर थिंग्स दैट विल हेल्प यू, ठीक है? some Sakesh sir, that is already available, ठीक है? If you open that time travel series ना, if you'll go for the time travel series, I have compiled videos, ठीक है? तो वहाँ पे मॉड्यूल सी का वीडियो इज ऑलरेडी देयर. अगर आपको नहीं मिल रहा है आप मुझे बता दीजिएगा, आई शेयर यूट्यूब लिंक ऑल्सो, आप जहाँ पे भी देखना चाहें वहाँ पे देख सकते हैं इसको, ठीक है? एक वीडियो देखिए तो 30 में से एटलीस्ट आपका विद दैट वीडियो ओनली आई कैन मेक श्योर कि यू विल एबल टू स्कोर एटलीस्ट 50 आपका, ठीक है? मीन्स 15 मार्क्स. तो दैट इज़ द थिंग. तो थोड़ा सा लिमिट कीजिए. देखो ये बहुत बड़ा अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा एक सब्जेक्ट है, बट लाइक इन लिमिटेड टाइम ड्यूरेशन एटलीस्ट यू कैन वर्क इन दैट डायरेक्शन. अच्छा हाँ विनोद सर, सबटाइटल. So I have to launch one platform आपका where will be things will be available with subtitle also. हाँ, we were talking about the Mahabharat. Have you seen Mahabharat? चलो. So true regarding the theories of capital structuring. So net operating income approach state that the value of firm that is affected by changes in operating profit EBIT, but not by changing in financial leverage. Net operating income theory, this is true. Traditional position assume that cost of equity remain constant with an increase in debt up to a certain level. Traditional theory assume that the cost of equity, no, cost of debt आपका, ठीक है? Cost of debt, it is according to net income approach, increase in debt portion will lower the weighted average cost of capital. तो option A will be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है? So option A will be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है? चलो next one more question. So true about cost of capital. The capital of a firm consists debt capital. Equity holders do not expect any return on their investment as there is no legal obligation for the firm to pay them. And the third one is debt investors guarantee a fixed return regardless of the firm profitability, ठीक है? तो what will be your correct answer? These two statements are wrong and this is आपका true, right? So equity investors, they are investing in the profitability of the business. So as company will earn the profit, their share value will also increase. The capital of firm consists solely debt. No, it is equity versus debt आपका. तो option A will be right answer for this particular question. Next one, guys. So we did marginal cost of capital and optimal capital budgeting. So marginal cost mean adding one additional debt, increase as more capital is raised by a firm and there is a point beyond which cost remain constant. This should be true if you apply the margin also. Yeah. Breaking point refer to the level where the cost of debt remain constant regardless of amount raised. No, it will आपका change the overall breaking point also. That break even point similar to that breaking point. Weighted average cost of capital in a firm can be applied directly to evaluate the cost of capital for individual division or project. Okay? No, it is not. It is at firm level. How we are doing for individual, that is not part of this one. C should be right answer for this particular one. ठीक है. So individual not applicable on individual division. For every division we have different आपका capital structure if we apply that one. And breaking point refer to the label where the cost increase not आपका constant. Now small questions I'll give you as a homework, and this we have solved, this we have solved. Okay, चलो. One another आपका dangerous and very important one. So here it is capital investment. ठीक है. So capital investment is something like when we are making investments आपका, ठीक है. Investment is like कि let's say we have some existing let's say now you have arranged 100 crore rupees. So how you are going to deploy that 100 crore rupees, where you are going to deploy that particular one, we'll be having multiple alternates आपका. So what are the best alternates? So for that particular decision making we have different methods, where we have NPV, the very first method. ठीक है. So NPV which आपका based on the discounting method, which generally discount your cash flows आपका. ठीक है. So let's say okay, let's take a break of 5 minutes, huh? Otherwise there will be lots of confusion. So let's take a break of 5 minutes and I'll resume this particular one. ठीक है everyone guys. Otherwise like there will be one, because this is kind of one another bouncer. So let's give me, or you also take a 5-minute break, have tea, coffee, then we'll restart. क्या हुआ? क्लास नहीं हुई 7 बजे वाली? नहीं, छोड़ने का था, ये वाला वीडियो दे दो कट ऑफ स्टेट वाइज कैटेगरी वाइज। क्लास का कर देगा। और ये कितने भी आए थे? 7 से। और उसने फोन भी नहीं उठाया उसने। क्यों? शेयर नहीं किया उसने? नहीं, शायद फोन ही नहीं उठाया। किया तो होगा। ओके ओके कुछ नहीं लिखा? ओके ओके कुछ नहीं लिखा? नहीं किया तो है उसने कुछ तो शेयर। कुछ नहीं लिखा उसने, मैसेज नहीं लिखा। 2-3 बार मैंने कॉल भी किया, बीच में कॉल था, उठाया भी नहीं। पता नहीं क्या ही खराब है इसको। अब बोलेगा सर का था थोड़ी लगा होगा। तो सर का था तो सर के बाद तो मैं और भी तो किए होंगे ना। मेरे को मेरा तो फोन ही उठ रहा है, पता नहीं कहाँ गया। नहीं शेयर किया उसने उससे मेरा कहीं किया वो दिख रहा है। 7 से हो चुकी है। ये भी समझ नहीं आ रहा, ये लोग सारे दे ही नहीं रहे मुझे स्क्रीनशॉट में, कैसे निकालूं? 7-10 पे किया था मैंने। तेरा भी कोई सेशन है? हाँ मेरा सेशन चल रहा है। कब तक है ये? चलेगा 9 बजे तक, साढ़े 9 तक। जैसे मुझे वीडियो कॉल कब करूँ? अभी कर लो, 8:30। कभी भी कर ले यार, ये मैं तो बाहर ही बैठा हूँ। 8:30 बजे। 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 8 क्लास ले रहे हैं. Vinod sir, C, option C, you have calculated this. Other also, guys. On YouTube, I guess. Yes, 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 yes. Himanshu sir, sorry, and Krishna Kumar sir, sorry. Okay, now I have to repeat the entire story. Okay. So no worries, I'll discuss that particular one with the next question. Okay. So when it is आपका around this particular one, so you have to calculate the future. So how you'll when you'll go for let's say people are saying C should be right answer. So how we did this calculation? Same things. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So the only challenge is this is not a challenge basically, this is very simple one. So you just have to 1.10 into 1.10, so you'll get for the second year. Third year आपका into 1.10, fourth year आपका 1.10, fifth year आपका 1.10. ठीक है, this is the only calculation that will require time, and for sure guys this will give you 2 marks in your upcoming examination. ठीक है, तो as you guys said C आपका हाँ बिल्कुल सही, 100% true. Another, like let's say Krishna sir and others, now it is fine I guess. This is the only yes, calculation. Yes. Okay. Now sometime how they'll do, they'll give you the discounting factor of 1 rupee. ठीक है, discounting factor of 1 rupee. So the value of 1 rupee at the end of first year is this. The value of 1 rupee at the end of fifth year is this. So you just do have you in this particular case you have to multiply आपका into 30,000 into 30,000 into 30,000 this. So again similar to this particular one, so you'll reach to the numbers and you will be able to calculate the NPV. So what I was telling Krishna sir and others, like let's say there is a question आपका, this is your book question I guess, ठीक है. So when it comes to there is XYZ Limited, which they are making 10 lakh investment and they are getting written like this. First year आपका 1 lakh, so 1 lakh divided by 1 point discount rate is what 9%, ठीक है, 1.09. Second year आपका, second year it is second year written is second year आपका 2.5 lakh 2.50 lakh divided by 1.09 into 1.09, ठीक है. So this is the one. Third year आपका, third year it is 3.5 lakh, fourth year this. So the only thing is like for fifth year, so you have to do calculation like this, and if you solve that particular one you will get to know. So what you can do while you solve in this one, use pen and paper, and with that particular one you will be able to solve all these type of questions, ठीक है. So everyone, Himanshu sir and Krishna Kumar sir, you got it guys, yes or no? If you are still having some doubt, please do let me know so I can explain this particular one. Sometimes they can ask you to make some decision also, like as in your book itself there is project A and project B, which is related to a toy manufacturing company. So the data is given and based on this you have to make the decision. So when it is आपका single like two alternate to manufacture this marker, so in that particular case you will go for the maximum one, and when we have two different project you will go for the higher NPV, ठीक है. So wherever you will be having higher NPV you will go for that particular one. So that is the case आपका that you have to remember, ठीक है. Alright guys, so please do practice all these areas, and apart from this there is आपका one ARR वाला area is also there, ठीक है. So like something like this, ठीक है, average written आपका average sorry accounting rate of written ARR, that is also important, ठीक है. So ARR, because where we have some like when it comes to payback period, this is something कि how long it will take to return that particular one, and ARR is something again that is bit important, ठीक है. So in case of ARR, how we get ARR, it is average annual accounting profit divided by initial investment. So you will be able to get to know the outcomes on different project. Like let's say this is your project आपका project X, initial investment is 2 lakh, 4 years, and these are the आपका annual profit, ठीक है. So what you will do, first add all these annual profit, this plus this plus this plus this, divide by 4. This is 4 years आपका, ठीक है, whatever the value it is coming. So and that is the first case, ठीक है. So how much it is, I'll use my mobile phone. So it is coming 35,000, ठीक है. So 35,000, and for this divide by 4 again, 25, 35, 45 and 15 divide by 4 is equal to 30,000, ठीक है. So this is आपका 30,000 in this particular case. So now 35,000 divide by 2 lakh initial investment आपका, ठीक है, into 100. So it is equal to 17.5. It is coming 17.5. So ARR of project X is 17.5. ARR of project Y is 30,000 divided by 2 lakh and into 100. So it is coming 15%. So ARR of this is 15%. Means basically how we calculated this particular one. This was 30,000, ठीक है. So the total 30,000, it is something project wise 30,000 divided by 2 lakh into 100. So it is coming आपका 15,000, ठीक है. So this is something which is generally part of this particular one. All right. Yes, बिल्कुल सही. तो this analysis also, हाँ, it is here also, it is calculated 17.5 and आपका 15%. So ARR calculation and all, right? So ARR is also important. So just go through these formulas and others which will help you to make your understanding under this particular one. Now, okay, few questions, statement based question. I'll check if there are any question. All these small question, I guess all will be able to handle these one. Okay, let's go through all these. Till that time I'll search other question. So according to NPB, when should capital investment accepted? So it is if NPB is positive or zero, no, only positive case. NPB is positive and indicating additional value addition into the firm आपका, ठीक है. Yes, so option C should be right answer for this particular question. Okay, I have kept some other question also, the numericals and all. Please go through these once, so that like if you face any difficulty, so just do share with me, screenshot and others. So I'll help you out with these one. Small question, I hope everybody will be able to solve. So I'll share this PDF. The next one, okay, next one we have equipment leasing and lease finance. I hope you don't face issue with this topic, because in IIBF also this was part of this one. So here for accounting standard 116 and Indian accounting standard 116 and accounting standard 19, which deal with the lease finance or leasing. And as per this one, we have operating and finance lease as per the accounting purpose. Operating is basically your this is something which is short term and this is long term. So when it comes to the maintenance, operating lease by lessor, in financial lease it is done by the lessee. Lessor who generally charge the depreciation in normal course, and lessee will show that lease rent आपका paid as a operating expense, ठीक है. Apart from this, we have some other type of lease also, ठीक है. So the features and others of these one are bit important. GST related areas, the GST provision, and the taxation, income tax आपका on lease agreements. So please do revise these things. Accounting handling also, ठीक है, as per Indian accounting standard 116, that is also important, ठीक है. So something like this you can expect question, but I'm assuming कि you people will be able to solve these things, because this you have practiced well, and we have discussed these one in past also. A lessee is the party that own the property. Lessor is the party. Lease agreement can be residential, commercial. With commercial leases from the having various type आपका, yes, 1 and 3 means option A only will be right answer for this particular question, ठीक है. Next one. Which of the following statement is incorrect about the different type of leases? a sale and lease back. Sale and lease back basically A constructed a building. They have sell this particular one to B, then taken back on lease from this one. So this is both ownership. Ownership is transferring, but we are not transferring आपका position. ठीक है? So position is remain with this because they have taken that building on lease. International lease may involve risk such as country. Yes, true. So two statement means option B will be correct answer. Sorry, what we have to find out? Incorrect. We have to find out incorrect. Sorry, ठीक है? So incorrect means आपका option A is incorrect. So option A will be right answer for this one. ठीक है? A will be right answer for this particular one, not B. Incorrect statement. We have to find out incorrect statement. A will be right answer for this particular question. All right. Next one आपका taxation related question. The Transfer of Property Act and Indian Regulation Act apply equally to both property and equipment lease. No, it is not applicable on आपका equipment, so this is wrong. In absence of separate law, equipment leasing fall under the provision of bailment of Indian Contract Act आपका. True. GST Act 2017, lease is considered a form of supply and taxable. This is also true. 2 and 3 means option B will be right answer for this particular question. Correct here? Next one. Which of the following correct regarding Indian Accounting Standards 116 with respect to lease accounting in book of lessee? Book of lessee. Interest expense and depreciation on leased asset are shown together in profit and loss accounts. No, this is wrong. Interest expense and we have to separately disclose all these. Lessee can choose to expense lease payments directly for short-term lease and low value asset. This is आपका as per the contract. Lease payments used to measure lease liability and discounted using the lessee's incremental borrowing rate if the implied rate is not readily determinable. This is also true. Okay, 2 and 3 again option B will be right answer in this particular case as well. Okay. Next one. Okay, next unit is आपका working capital. Half marks to 1 marks you can expect based on this one also. So working capital and current assets of the firm, sources of finance for current assets. Yeah, this is something आपका which is important. So the areas related to this and firm own working capital which is related to this. So if total current asset 100 lakhs, liability is 75 lakh, so net working capital is 25 lakhs and ratio is similar to your current ratio. And a ratio in between 1.2 to 2 will consider आपका good in this particular case as well. ठीक है? So similar to that one. हाँ, this is the case current assets वाला. So these are the sources आपका. ठीक है? Sources of net working capital from where businesses they can arrange these particular funds. Calculation, these methods, this is something which is very very important one. Please do revise this one. Next one. Okay, so true regarding working capital management. True regarding working capital management. The management of working capital involve both current assets and the sources of finance to support them. First statement, yeah, which is correct आपका. Second statement, long term sources of finance are only means to finance, no, it is long term assets also, it can be long term assets, uh, to finance current assets. Long term sources of finance are the only means finance. Current assets can be financed through the current tools also. This statement is aapka, okay, what you guys saying? Option A. A longer working capital cycle increase the need for your current assets, yes, to support the business operation, because your cash to cash cycle is aapka longer. 1 and 3 should be right answer for this one. 1 and 3 should be right answer. Rajesh sir, yes, Anita ma'am. So current assets are also financed through the short term sources like bank overdraft and others. Rest statements are true in that particular case. Next one. So regarding the factor influencing the need for working capital in a firm, so public utility companies require lower amounts because their cash to cash cycle is very small, or even in some cases they are receiving money in advance or max to max 1 month billing period. So this is wrong. Like electricity and others, these are okay. So where we need to pay bill on monthly basis, or internet connection, or our transportation and all, where we have to pay in advance. Trading firm need more working capital but less investment, yes, true है. Third statement आपका, a steady production a policy throughout the year may increase inventory level during the off peak season, yes. If you are producing at same आपका level, so in off period you will create more inventory. The longer the operating cycle, the higher the requirement for working capital. Longer the working capital, higher the requirement, yes. Seasonal businesses required same, no, they as per the season they require different. So 2 3 4, 2 3 4 means आपका why D? To अच्छा okay, हाँ अच्छा sorry, हाँ, D will be right answer. 2 3 4, so D will be right answer for this particular one. Very good. Next one, guys. Consider the following statement regarding sources of finance for current assets. Sources of finance for current asset. Net working capital. Okay, first you go through this. So net working capital means current asset minus current liabilities should ideally finance through the long-term sources. It should be financed through long-term sources. Accrual such as unpaid salaries and taxes are considered short-term finance. The third statement, trade credit is dependent on industry practices and credit worthiness of firm also. Intercorporate deposits are secured and heavily regulated financial instruments. They are unsecured instruments. Right debentures issued to existing shareholders can be used for working capital. Yes, okay. If you are raising money through the right debentures, that can be used. So 235. 235 means option A will be right answer for this particular one. I guess people mark different answer for this question. तो स्टेटमेंट ए आपका ओके, स्टेटमेंट ए, नेट वर्किंग कैपिटल विच इज करंट एसेट माइनस करंट लाइबिलिटीज. सो लेट्स से whatever the gap, if there is any gap, so it should be financed through आपका long term sources. ठीक है, please do remember this one. Many people they get confused around this. Intercorporate deposit are insecure. ठीक है, usually these are for a lesser period of time in others. ठीक है, next one. Okay, sources of finance. So factor in factoring is also there. So a factoring in factoring, the financier may administer the sales ledger and control credit given to buyers. Achha, it was part of your INIFS or not? Did they ask any question around this factor in factoring? Because it is also part of INIFS. Huh? This topic is also part of INIFS. There was आपका lease factoring in hire purchase something was there. ठीक है. So when it comes to factoring and forfeiting, ठीक है. So it is factoring and financier may administer the sales ledger and control credit given to buyers. Factoring can done by bank either departmentally through subsidiaries. The forfeiting, financier assume the risk of defaulting of importer because it is without recourse. Forfeiting is used for both. It is mostly used for the international transactions backed by LC. RBI authorized dealer category 1 bank to offer export factoring on non-recourse basis subject to certain this one. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. Only statement wrong was forfeiting is only used for the export transactions, international export transaction, not for आपका this, and it is usually when it comes to आपका factoring, that is domestic as well as international, right? This question is very very important one. The methods आपका methods of lending, working capital and lending methods, first, second and third method. So this get asked many times. The assessment of inventory. Okay, first go through the question, guys. Okay, the assessment of inventory take into account factors such as lead time, minimum order quantity and manufacturing process. Receivables assessment is largely determined by inventory level in the business आपका receivable. It is depend on the market demand आपका, not based on the inventory level. First of all, receivable assessment is depend on the market demands, not based on the inventory level. The first method of lending require the enterprise to bring in net working capital of at least 25% of total current asset. ठीक है, 25% of total no. It is आपका second lending method. ठीक है. The second lending method asks the enterprise to bring at least 25% of working capital. हाँ, this should be आपका actually reversed. ठीक है. This is आपका, this is first, this is second. According to the third method of lending, the enterprise must bring 100% of total current asset, total core current asset, 25% of remaining. This is true. ठीक है. So 1 in 5 all are wrong here. What we have to find out? अच्छा, incorrect statement. तो 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 means आपका D will be right answer for this one. सर अनिल सर, आपका इसमें ना आपका AFM के अंदर यूजुअली हमारे पास ना ऐसे अपडेट नहीं है. ठीक है, देखो यहाँ पे मतलब ये स्टैटिक सब्जेक्ट है, जैसे INIFS है वो थोड़ा इकोनॉमी या इनसे रिलेटेड है, तो वहाँ पे उन्होंने आपका पहली बार टेस्ट किया ये सारी चीज़ें गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स या इनके अराउंड. बट AFM के अंदर अगर हम बात करते हैं, AFM इट इज़ कम्प्लीटली कॉन्सेप्ट ड्रिवन आपका. ठीक है, तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट आपके काइंड ऑफ फिक्स टाइप के हैं. ठीक है, तो इसमें आपका लीस्ट आंसर, इसमें मतलब उनके पास ऑप्शंस नहीं है कि आपका वो करंट अफेयर्स को डाल दें. ठीक है, तो दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज द वन. ऑलराइट, ठीक है. चलो नेक्स्ट वन, डेरिवेटिव्स. दिस वी हैव प्रैक्टिस इन आई एन आई एफ एस ऑल्सो. आई गेस देयर वॉज क्वेश्चन अराउंड द डेरिवेटिव्स. I don't know what was the exact question, but they see if it comes to AFM, and derivative is an important topic, so it can be asked आपका, ठीक है. So here derivative market regulators, type of derivatives, and credit derivatives for risk management. ठीक है, these are the areas. So when it comes to regulators, we have SEBI and RBI that will help you in this case. टाइप ऑफ डेरिवेटिव OTC वर्सेस आपका एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेड डेरिवेटिव्स, ठीक है. हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अनिल सर, 100% आपको हेल्प मिलेगी, टेंशन मत लीजिए, ठीक है. सो अगला आपका फीचर ऑफ डेरिवेटिव, फंक्शंस ऑफ डेरिवेटिव. टाइप ऑफ डेरिवेटिव में फ्यूचर, फॉरवर्ड, ऑप्शन, स्वैप, ठीक है. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस वी हैव क्रेडिट डिफॉल्ट. आपका दिस सब टॉपिक इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है. So uses of credit derivatives in risk management. So where we have important tool like credit default swap आपका. तो credit default swap बहुत important है आपका, इसको ध्यान रखेंगे, ठीक है. Then CDS के regarding RBI guidelines. So RBI direction toward the CDS also. So you can expect one question around this CDS things and all. So that is very very important. Or even overall आपका risk management through the derivatives. ओके, एवरीवन इज सेइंग ए. डेरिवेटिव अब सबको समझ में आगे लग रहा है आफ्टर आई एन आई एफ एस. सो डेरिवेटिव, इट्स वैल्यू इज डिराइव फ्रॉम अंडरलाइंग एसेट. ट्रू, डेरिवेटिव आर सेटल इन फ्यूचर डेट. आपका की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ डेरिवेटिव इज दे ऑफन रिक्वायर लिटिल और नो इनिशियल मार्जिन. डेरिवेटिव आर यूज ओनली बाय बैंक एंड नो वी हैव आपका रिटेल ऑल्सो दे यूज दिस वन. तो 1 and 3 ऑप्शन ए विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस particular question. Very good. Next one. Statement regarding derivative market and their regulation, OTC, exchange traded, and SEBI. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट टू आर ट्रू, SEBI not RBI, ठीक है, not SEBI, it is RBI which generally regulate आपका this. तो 1 and 2 means option C will be right answer for this particular question, ठीक है. RBI regulate interest rate derivatives. Three derivative which get regulated by RBI. Rest all are by the SEBI. CDS, I'm looking for CDS question. Okay, see, this is the question. So consider the statement about the credit default swap. I have kept theory also in this particular one, and some small questions are also there, ठीक है. So it is about 500 pages and all, ठीक है. So I'll be uploading just after this session. So whenever you get time, please do scroll out this one, and I'll create that concept summary wala PDF so that you can revise things through that one. That will be helpful in PPP and your AFM module A, B, and D. In this, for module C, that is not that much relevant because it is full of concept and all. रानी मैम साइलेंटली देख रहे हैं. रानी मैम, ऑल गुड विद दीज न्यूमेरिकल्स एंड ऑल? इफ नॉट, प्लीज डू वॉच दैट वीडियो. हाँ, that is something like everyone should watch. That will help you. Okay, C आपका option C, people are saying option C. CDS is a bilateral contract where a risk seller pay premium to a risk buyer. Um, Basically, protection of this 100% true. Second statement, credit default swap can be used to hedge the risk inherent in credit asset without the transferring the asset. Yes. Third statement आपका, CDS contract are only available for rated INR corporate bonds as per RBI guidelines. This is also true. Market makers and user are allowed to deal non-structured product. This is non-structured. 1 2 3 1 2 3 means आपका option C will be right answer for this one. ठीक है. So basically, as I gave you an case ना कि like let's say your bank have given loan to a customer, a company X आपका, ठीक है. So suppose that 50 crore rupees. This is with आपका collaterals also, and at that time the loan is for suppose that 5 years. The credit worthiness of customer was high, but still there is a probability of default. So what bank is doing? They are entering into an agreement with XYZ Financial. It can be other bank. ठीक है. So where XYZ Financial is working as a which is generally providing an insurance on this particular asset, and for that one they are charging some amount which is called premium. The XYZ is a protection seller and bank is a protection buyer in this particular case, right? So there is a contract between these two parties ki if X will default, the protection seller XYZ will pay the outstanding balance to आपका ABC bank, and in return they'll get the premium. Okay, so without transferring the asset, companies or bank is transferring risk to XYZ Financial. So that is the case. Next one. Okay, this is it. तो ये हमारा I tried to summarize things quickly, but still I'll say कि I know this topic is bit complex, entire module. ठीक है. So one thing I can suggest कि there are some core areas. Just do work on those particular things. Or systematic preparation, if time allow, you can go for that one short video of module C, one short video which is available on the आपका platform. You can watch on YouTube also, or you can, if you want to watch on app in time travel series, I have kept that particular one. So because see, this entire module is concept driven. ठीक है. So here the chances your score will be very fine if you are good with those concepts. ठीक है. मतलब if you know the NPV, or if you know the weighted average cost of capital, और आपका any other numerical वाला portion, so that will make sure कि हाँ, you will definitely get those marks. ठीक है. But for that one you have to make or build a basic understanding around the concept part and all. So that is something which is very very important one. ठीक है. Anything? Anita ma'am, Rajesh sir, Vinod sir, Kavita ma'am, Anil sir, and other people also. So I'll upload this PDF, and please go through that PDF whenever you get time, and revise through that particular one also. And आपका whenever it is possible, just go for the module mock and others. They'll also help you out. ठीक है. हाँ, PDF I'll upload, ma'am. Just after the session, I'll share the PDF. हाँ, in chat only I'll share the PDF, so you can download, or even in the courses also I'll upload. ठीक है. Then चलो. So this is it from my side, guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for module B PPP. Okay. Bye bye. Take care all. Have a nice day. Thank you.